Hello everyone, Rare Model Reviews here, and as promised, here's that monster unboxing I was talking to you guys about. So, if you guys didn't know or couldn't guess, this is going to be from the USA Gundam store. I'm not sponsored by those guys, but hey, if you're watching, hit me up. We can work something out. Now, we are going to get straight into this because, like I said, this is monster here. There's going to be a lot of them to go through. So, straight up, we are going to start with this guy here. This is going to be the high grade Gyaradoga. This was another kit I was eyeballing for years and finally managed to pick it up. And it is a coincidence that I did just review the high grade Sazabi, and now I'm going right into another Neo Zeon kit. But it's fitting, as you guys would have known from watching that review. I'm a huge fan of Char's counterattack, so everything in that movie I loved. And now that I have the grunt of the Neo Zeon, honestly, the army here is kind of complete. I mean, one of the main reasons why I got this kit is I plan on eventually getting the master grade version of Resin's Gyaradoga. So I figure I might as well have something to fly behind there when I eventually do get that. It's really a matter of when it shows back up on P Bandai, if I'm desperate enough to grab it from eBay. But as you see here, we have some nice red tips here, most likely for the little stern falls, I'm pretty sure they're called. Nice color separation on these trees too. So you have like this little gold color here for the cables. This really muddy green for a lot of parts of the kit. Nice beam effects there for the axe. You have that same muddy looking green there for the rest of the parts all over the body there. Feet, side armor, you name it, it's here. And of course, this is a high grade, so this is going to be, I'm sure, a quick build. I'm only seeing, what, 4 or 5 bags here. Probably a total of 10 runners, if even. I just really love that gunmetal. If you guys caught that there. That's one of the coolest things I loved about, again, the Char's counterattack line. That's when they started using ABS parts, which not only helps with the durability of the kit and whatnot, but as you saw at the Sazabi review there, it was actually pretty tight. I said loose. When I said loose, I meant parts that fell off, but like the legs and arms and all that, they weren't loose in the sense of they were, like I said, loose in a sense of parts that fall off. But we're gonna see how this Gyaradoga does, because I've never even seen a review on this thing, so I'm coming into this thing blind here. So you see a few of the facts on the suit here. Pause that if I went through too quickly. I guess we'll start here. So they have some facts on the mobile suit and whatnot. I do not know much about the Gyaradoga besides the fact that it is armored to the teeth and cool. I'm pretty sure it has a grenade launcher on the weapon, but I could be wrong. The fact that the shield has a little stern false there that you could, it launches out. And you have the entire line up here. Like I said before in my other review, I wanted the high grades of these, but they're always sold out. So I eventually ended up getting the reborns years later. Much like this, I always wanted the Gyaradoga. I get it years later. But better late than never. So I don't think it comes with this piece here. I'm pretty sure just telling you this is the one that you'd want to hook up to use this thing on an action base. So I'll probably do what I did. This is a Sazabi, and I throw that thing on an action base. Just so of course, here this is the older kit. I'm pretty sure this is a reprint. In fact, it is a reprint because it has the blue logo. But for the most part, you don't really need everything to be in English to figure it out. Especially since this is a high grade. I mean, like, let's be honest, how complicated is this thing going to be? Just look at the instructions here. Everything looks very bare bones and basic. Nothing too complicated. So I will use my years of experience building Gunpla to figure this thing out and build it with no problems. So that is one down. Now I'm sure you guys already caught on the corner of your eyes what we have next. So we have the GM Sniper 2. This is a newer, or actually no, it's not. This thing came out in 2012. Huh. Never mind. That's actually really cool. You have that little junior mobile suit in the background. That's a tease. It makes me kind of want that. But yes, this. Oh wait, does it come with it? Hold on. Is there something in the background there? Whoa, let me find out. That'd be a pleasant surprise. The website didn't show any pictures of this thing, so now I'm actually kind of getting excited myself for this unboxing. Yeah, I think it might. I'm not sure what it's trying to say here. Does it come in 2 alternate color schemes? But it looks like there appears that's going to have some gimmicks here to move the ways. That visor is going to come down. I'm pretty sure it comes with 2 weapons, the rifle and a 90mm machine gun, but we'll see in a second. I wasn't paying attention. I'm pretty sure the Gear had at least a sticker for the mono on, but I could be wrong. So we have these stickers here. Kind of looks like a decal a little bit. Reminds me of the same kind the Jim Cannon 2 had. And this thing has this like really, it's kind of like a sky blue, I should say. Yep, and there's a 90mm machine gun and a rifle there. I thought it was slapped in one piece for a second, but nope. There's some piece you gotta slap together to make it. Some clear green for the visors. And again, this is so funny how Bandai pick and chooses where they want to use clear parts. Because you get some you need to use a sticker for what could have been a clear part, and others where, you know, nope, it's right there. So yep, yeah. This thing comes with a junior mobile suit. That is so cool. Or a mobile worker, whatever you call these things. I'm guessing it's something you could have painted the other color in, because this, or maybe it's like random. We'll throw in whatever color we feel like. I don't know what that thing is trying to tell me, but that is so cool. That's a really pleasant surprise. I love stuff like that. Even I was surprised that it comes with that. So again, this is going to be a pretty quick build. I don't know why I thought this thing came out kind of recently. But if I interrupted myself, yes, this comes from War in the Pocket. So I only have the English text here instead of it being in Japanese. It always is in English for War in the Pocket. So just showing off some scenes and whatnot here, I'm guessing. That's supposed to be the pilot or something. I don't remember seeing him in the show at all. So you have the whole lineup of suits. The Gelgu Jaeger, I'm pretty sure it's called. Various DOMs. Don't get me the line of what the heck they are. The gun cannon too. Pretty sure it's gun cannon too. No, the mass-produced gun cannon. I might end up getting that eventually. I like the mass-produced gun cannon. It's a really cool design. Kemper Alex. This guy here we should all recognize. We've seen a review. I'm not gonna lie. If they had the high gog, I would have grabbed that too. I love the high gog. And then we have various gems here. I really love the commander type in particular. It's not the same as the others basically, but there's just something about the commander type that really does it for me. I'll show off the back before we go inside. I seriously want to know what's the deal with him showing this alternate color of that thing. It's so weird. And just like I said, the Gyarados, I'm probably going to try to get this thing up on an action base too. Crap. Just for the heck of it, you know, why not? That's something I always kind of skip out of my reviews. I don't always put on an action base. Usually only if like it comes with an adapter for it or whatever, but I mean, they tell you can put on an action base. You might as well show off how it looks on it and whatnot, right? Oh, that's cool. It looks like the beam sabers can actually clip onto that back piece there. All right. So just looking through this thing, there's a lot of similar constructions from kits I'm used to, or should I say had experience building. No, I can say used to building. All right, so that's 2 down. I'm not gonna tell you guys how many more to go. I'm just gonna have to keep on watching to see how many more I will pop out of here. So I'm actually gonna show, not show in the box, because again, this is a mystery box. I wanna just pull something out and see how surprised you guys are to see it. And as you can see, trying to do this one in there, bear with me. We have the high-grade Barzan. Now this one came out about 5 years ago, 2017. This is another one, again, I was on a huge hiatus from Gunpla, but I was paying attention to what was out there, and I love the Barzan. This is like, hands down, my favorite mass-produced Titan suit here. Very underrated. I feel like they didn't give this thing enough time to shine in a show or even the movies at that. Even just having someone, you know, a named character, I guess you say, use it. Whether they get shot down or not, it'd been nice to see them in this guy. So again, this being a much later kit, as you can see, the color separation, it leaps and bounds better than the other two. Just all the different various colors you see on this thing. You got the grays, the navy blues, the reds. Still a small amount of runners by the looks of it. Only 3 bags looks like it's in here, but very impressed by the build quality of this thing. It's like a high grade, but just look at the images around this thing, you know. It feels almost like a mini master grade. Got the yellow beams. The clear sticker for the mono eye there. As you can see, there was a lot of love and care and attention that went into this kit. So I see I'm not the only person here that is a fan of this thing. And it's just funny because when the Zeta Gundam movies came out, they just like went on a tirade of all the Zeta Gundam suits from the show. And it's just funny to see that years later, they're still not done. You'd think they had gotten all the suits from Zeta Gundam out by now, but I can name at least 2, if not 3, they still haven't done yet. So, moving on here. Oh, that's interesting. This thing's made of Gundarium, so this thing's got to be pretty durable. I'm pretty sure this thing doubles as a shield and a rifle, and I'm pretty sure based on this little bayonet-looking thing here, a melee weapon as well. But that's very interesting. This thing is pretty darn tanky. I think it might be kind of tall. Yeah, 24 meters is pretty tall if I'm not mistaken, because I think the standard suit's 18 to 19 meters. So, moving on. This again being a later kit. I want to say around Iron Blood Orphan. This is when they started putting English descriptions here. So, and it's actually nice seeing some of those older kits and then these newer kits, because as you can see here, this would have all been in kanji for the other 2 kits we looked at, but everything else here is in color. Now, that's another thing. I love that it has the Vulcan paws. It just kind of gives you a sense that, like, after the Gundam Mark II, oh, speaking of Gundam Mark II, it's even telling you can switch it out for its backpack. That's really interesting. Now that makes me almost want to grab the high grade version just to see what the heck that looked like. So I only have the master grade Gundam Mark II that came with the Super Gundam. I'm gonna end up getting the Gundam Mark II 2.0 eventually. That one I'll probably do in the AU color scheme though. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the Titans color scheme for that one. It'll depend on which one I see first, I guess. I can't say I'll probably end up getting the real grade Gundam Mark II as well, because I heard good things about that, and I'm starting to get back into real grade, so I'll be honest, I really want to kind of, let's see if I can look at this without the light glaring on it. There you go, so I can pause that and play that back. But yeah, I'm going to start buying more real grades, so keep your eyes peeled for those. You never know when you'll see another real grade. Let's not get too crazy on putting that back up in there. I'm trying to kind of sort of speed run through these. Again, there's a lot of these things. I don't want to take too long. So now we have the Jagan Echoist type. I'm not going to lie, if I seen the standard Jagan, I might have gotten that too. But right now, I can already tell you guys, this is basically impulse buy the unboxing here, because there's only one kit I actually planned on getting when I was shopping that day, and I can tell you right now, none of the ones you see now were it. So this guy here is basically just a recolor of the Jagan that came out. Actually, I don't think that Jagan came out too long ago before the so I'm pretty sure the Jagan, for some reason, the only one kit that they didn't put out with the rest of the Char's counterattack line, and then they finally released it when Unicorn Gundam came out. And if you guys didn't see, this thing is 2011 kit. But and it's funny, so I was actually kind of pissed off at them at that time too. The Jagan's like my favorite mass-produced suit from the Federation. But as I was saying before, I kind of interrupted myself. This is basically a recolor of the Jagan, but the head's different. And I think maybe the the grenade launcher. I think this might have been the same one, or the Zuzu. I think this is the same one that came with the Stark Jagan. I could be wrong. I'm not gonna lie, I almost didn't get this thing, but again, this was like an impulse buy. I don't know what the heck I put up, but I searched something up, just browsing. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did want to buy at least one other thing with it, because it felt weird coming in just to buy one little thing. And I just started seeing on this kit and that kit, and next thing you know, I have like a freaking $200 bill. I'm like, whatever. I worked some overtime. I can afford it. So, hand grenade. I think these are hand grenades, but as you see, yeah, because this thing is only 19 meters though. Yeah, so that bar sam's got to be huge. Then again, they might have been counting that antenna. I think they do that sometimes. They say, oh, it's got antenna. The antenna's pretty long. Yeah, so it's 24 meters. But as you can see here, it looks like this thing has decals. I don't know if those are sticker styles or water slide or what. We'll find out when we look in there. You can usually tell just by looking at it. And that's cool. The beam saber can pop out of that pouch. I'm pretty sure the grenade rack can come down. Just telling you how amazing the articulation is. Although it won't be much better than some of the images we saw with the Gem Sniper 2. I imagine, because this thing is actually a year older. Actually, let's look at the back first. Or did we already do that? Yes, we did. Pretty sure we did. So once again, this is being an older one. As you can see, nothing here is translated. All kanji. See some image of it here. I cannot tell you what scene this is from. I'm going to guess this is from the 3rd movie, I think it was, when they assaulted Palau. That's one interesting thing about Echo was I feel like they kind of disappeared after their commander died. You didn't really see them anymore. Then I guess it's been a little bit since I watched Unicorn, so maybe a little refresher is due. Have some Unicorn themed kits here. Wouldn't hurt for me to honestly go and watch it at this point and bang these guys out. Now, as I said before on my other unboxings, I'm gonna build a lot of these in order. Yeah, I forgot about this. They had a little. This is something they stopped doing, I'm pretty sure, but they had us. Hey, why don't you keep these runners around? You could put the hands in there, use them as like an accessory rack. I don't think anyone did that because they like kind of stopped doing it. Yeah. Put that in right, but it's always interesting seeing little scrapped ideas that they like kind of proto-tested on some of these kits, and then kind of, you know, threw to the wayside. So this is one I actually kind of forgot about, but this is the Ifrit Schneid or Schneid. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So apparently this was originally just called the Ifrit. But the pilot of this thing, his name was Schneid or whatever, however you pronounce that. And I'm guessing he died or something. So they made I guess one of his comrades, he held on to his suit and he modified the hell out of it and called it a Schneid here. And this appeared, and I want to say it was the 4th episode of Unicorn. And yeah, this is one I just totally forgot about. Because now that I think about it, I remember the 4th episode having a lot of like variation suits and whatnot in it, and a bunch of like callbacks to the 1 Year War. Because, you know, for that scene, it called for a bunch of the remnants to kind of show back up and help with that assault of the Federation base or whatever. But yeah, so this is one that now that I start thinking back about it, I was like, yeah, this one was pretty cool. And I'm actually glad I picked this thing up because this thing actually sold out really fast. So people love their variation suits, I guess, and maybe it's just this one in general. But as you see from around the box, this thing has like 14 daggers, I think, and it only has like the 2 for them actually heated up, which makes sense. I mean, it's crazy enough that this thing's actually gonna have as many daggers as it does. And actually, hold on, I kind of glazed over this, but as you see, stickers, no clear parts. So this thing does have pretty good color separation, so I kind of cut Bandai some slack on it. And again, this is pretty crazy. In fact, they actually molded each individual dagger for you to put around the kit. They could have cheaped out and just had them all connected together or something and slapped on somewhere. So they're at least kind of redeeming themselves on that front. But I'm just gonna throw this back in the box. I need to keep everything organized because there's a lot of stuff lying around my table right now. But as you see here, this thing. Oh, okay. So, that's interesting. Some part of it's made of Gundam. Interesting. Probably some of the shields or whatever. And I guess this is an newer kit because things are labeled in English here for some of these pieces here. Right here, if I can get this to focus and not have that glare. Oh yeah, that's right. It was the Torrington base, huh? Yeah, I do remember Unicorn being kind of a trip down memory lane and revisited a lot of places where chaotic battles happened through the UC history and whatnot. So this appears the same bazooka as the Dom, but it looks a little different, especially like the back of it. I know the Doms always had a little chain or whatever the heck you want to call that, but yeah. Essentially, it's a compact swords. I'm pretty sure those are daggers. All right, they said something about this thing having an exam system in it. If anyone knows about that, I'm pretty sure it was the blue duels that do that. And like I said, all of those daggers can be taken off, so that is just crazy. And of course, you can replace the heads of some of those for the whatchamacallit, for the heat of effects. And I'm just telling you do's and don'ts of building it. So I gotta go look at when this thing came out when I'm done looking at this, because yeah, this one's in English. I thought this one came out with the rest of the unicorn kits. I'm guessing this came out a little later than them. It's like I said, I'm pretty sure they didn't start putting things in English for stuff until around Iron-Blooded Orphans. So of course they're telling you you can use this with an action base. And we looked at that one. I remember that's when I seen the Torrent thing. So this one came out okay, 2017. Oh wow. Yeah. That's interesting. I just always wonder what's Bandai's thought process on what kits they put out, because it's just like some of them they just kind of throw out there out of the blue. Like they just randomly say, hey, you know what? Let's go take this one out from Double Zeta, this random kit or a suit. Put the phone down for a second. All right. So straight out of the bat, we have the Zolgak unicorn version. Now, fun fact, I actually seen this thing on P Bandai. It was the Jabro, Operation Jabro version, but I did not like the color scheme of that one at all. So I'd rather stick with the normal version here. Speaking of which, I don't think they ever made a model kit of the Kapul. They need to do that. The Kapul is like one of my favorite suits, especially because it's from Turn A Gundam. And it's funny too, because I seen Double Zeta before Turn A Gundam, but like I never paid much attention to the fact that they debuted it on that until I found out about it. And then I rewatched Double Zeta and I was like, oh yeah, it was there. So the freaking Zolgak really, this was the one that I really was a fan of. The Zolgak did his thing. And it's just, I remember when this and the Biolant custom fought, I'm like, whoa, those guys are both badasses. Who's going to win this one? But of course, the Biolant wins. But I still got to give a nice little shout out to this guy once again. The clear piece, that's got this sticker. And I'm a little nervous about those long ones they have there, because those long ones are always a bit of a pain. But this thing has pretty good color separation. Nice ABS pieces here for the stern false. Some clear pieces here. So I'm guessing something's going to be a sticker over some of these. We'll see. Now this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, the Zolgak is an amphibious suit. It doesn't look like it, but I'm pretty sure it is. So again, this is the Zolgak originally debuted as a variation. Like I was saying before, this came in episode 4. This is just basically kind of Mr. Tomino getting his wish of all these exotic suits that are supposed to debut in the original Gundam show. So this would have been in the Jabra, Operation Jabra episode if they had the budget for it. And then you, of course, had all those other exotic suits he would have wanted to, let's say, show up in the Battle of Baku and etc. They didn't, unfortunately, get to do that in the show, but you at least get to see those suits he would have loved to have show up later. And if you made out from that image there, apparently there's going to be 2 pieces. You could have this thing black or orange to show that's heated up. So this was just like a very interesting suit because like already all the amphibious suits are pretty hand-to-hand oriented, and then this thing just dials it up by 11. Just this thing has stern falses, which probably weren't standard equipment, just the guy who used it brought them out there because, you know, he's ready for war. It's got a sword. Again, I'm not sure if that was standard equipment or not. I'm going to assume it is because it has the actual hands instead of like the little claws most amphibious kits have. But yeah, this thing has similar constructions to some of the amphibious kits I'm used to building, but updated, you know? Like I was saying before, those amphibious suits were cool and all, but they had really strange and poor building. Now, looking at this thing, it's just like a similar but different. This looks like something you would have seen on the Zgok. But again, they updated with smarter designs. So this thing, I'm sure is going to be a lot tighter. I mean, if this is anything like the Zhuaga, which came out around then, it's probably going to be, it might maybe loosen up over time. I don't know. But it's not going to be as ridiculous as those earlier amphibious kits were. Because those things loosened up. As you've seen with the, whatchamacallit, the Zgok, yeah, that thing loosened up immediately. Not even like a week week and that thing already is flipping and flopping. So as you guys see, that's everything. Except for this one last thing here, which I'm going to look at in detail in just a second. Ain't going. And this is going to be the real grade / high grade 1 to 144 earth ring. Now, if any of you see my unboxings, you know I unboxed the real grade God Gundam. And I mentioned in that when I had a special surprise, well, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not it. I actually almost forgot about this thing. This is on the Gundam store website for a while now. And this is like, that one of the main reasons why I shop there so much is they have like some interesting stuff there. Like, this isn't a P Bandai release, but like, you know, it's like a third party type of thing. And it's like none of the other websites I shop for have stuff like this. So when I seen this, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I have to check this out. So as you see here, this is like kind of like I guess like a background type effect piece here. If I'm not mistaken, I think this might be some sort of effect part here that allows you to, maybe they want you to get multiple of these things and you can connect them with that. I'm not sure. Let's see what it's calling for later. And I'm seeing some screws. If I don't know anything, I'd say that's a battery. So this makes me wonder if this thing lights up or something. So there's some clear pieces here. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. And then it comes with a little base here, so I'll be able to hold up the God Gundam while he's on this thing, which I was worried about. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to stand him on this. I have some PTSD from all the kits that got ruined from fall damage, so so right off the bat, this thing doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated to build here. I'm sure I'll be able to knock this thing out in like under an hour. This harkens back to the same construction as all the Ava aftermarket stuff I built. And now I think about it, it's probably the same people. But I just love stuff like this because, like, it's not necessary, of course, but this is still pretty cool. And, you know, it helps with a lot of the other stuff I have around, you know, make a pop a little more and whatnot. So that is going to be it. And I'm not going to lie, this unboxing went on a lot longer than I was hoping. I was hoping I could get this thing done in less than 30 minutes. I mean, it is less than 30 minutes, but around 20 minutes is what I was trying to go for. But anyway, so as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this massive unboxing. I don't know when I'll ever do something this crazy again. But if you like anything you see here, even though I don't plan on it, let me know in the comments down below. And as I say on a lot of these unboxings, if you want me to build it, say something. I'll move it up the list and get a review of this thing out ASAP. All of these are high grade, so they won't take long for me to do. Probably won't be a very long, intricate review or anything. So once again, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.